In this video, I want to showcase how to deploy a Docker application and manage Docker overall, even if you don't know anything about Docker right now. All right. So check this out. What we're going to do is I'm going to go into my environment here. And next I am going to click the new app button. All right. I'm going to give this app a name. I'm going to say dev app 92. All right. Then I'm going to click on create app. Now at this point, what I want to do is I want to utilize the custom code feature. So I want to head over to VS Code here really quick. And in my admin turned DevOps org, I have this Go Web API app, and you can use it. You know, it's totally open. You can fork it if you want, clone it down and use it for the purposes of this demonstration. Now I have a Docker file in here, and what this does is it, builds a container image based on my Go Web API. What does my Go Web API look like? Pretty darn straightforward here. Even if you aren't familiar with Go, essentially it's just creating a web API. I have a couple of functions in here, with essentially 3 different responses. There's a who am I page, there's a home page, there's an about me page, and then there's just a general page that says welcome to the Go Web API. Again, pretty straightforward, just a standard web API. All right. So what I want to do is this. I want to head back over, and under the custom code option, I'm going to add Aptible's Git server. Okay. And I've already done this, so it's probably going to yell at me and say it's already there. Yep. All right. There you go. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do that. Next, what I want to do is I want to push the code up to the scan branch. So Aptible has this branch where it essentially scans the code. It'll add in a Docker file if you need to, or if you don't already have one. So for example, we'll look for a Docker file or generate one for you to deploy the app. So it's going to deploy it as a containerized application, which is great. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to copy this. The only change that you'll need to make here is it actually should be master. For some reason, the docs say main, but we'll just go ahead and change that to master. All right. And then what this is going to do is this is going to push the code up for us. It's going to scan the code, etc. Now, I already have it deployed, so we're pretty much good to go there. All right. Next, I'm going to go back to the app. It's going to say waiting on your Git push to continue. But I already have the application there and prepared. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go to my apps. And as you can see, I have the DevStack app. Go ahead and click on that. And this is the application that's deployed. You can see Docker image. It was a Docker file. So this is a container image that's deployed. That's awesome. We have any endpoints, or we can add a new endpoint if we want to. We can see the activity based on the configuration that we pushed up. And then we can see any type of configuration. If you want to add the configuration, it shows that, yep, it was written in Go. We can see the Docker file here that's in the Git repository, so we know it's deployed correctly. And then any settings here, and then we can also deprovision. So the really cool thing about this when you're working with Docker and Aptible is the simple fact that you don't need to know Docker. You don't need to know how to build a Docker file. You don't need to know how to build a Docker container image. You just let Aptible kind of do it for you, and it manages the whole Docker process.